Welcome everybody to These Notes featuring me, your host, Andy. Quick little recap of some submissions that they just arrived. We're gonna open these up right away. I'm gonna do the lighter one of the two. I know it's in the box. I did see the grades of these. They were sent to me via email. And we could chat a little bit about what my thoughts are. So, get these opened up here. Okay, so these three notes. So this was a mechanical error. They had the right Friedberg on here, but this was 34C. And I believe up here it said 34A. So it's my job as a dealer to recognize that the label matches the note and everything jives. Otherwise, someone's going to buy that and be a little bit upset. But anyways, 34C, $10 star note. Great note. This was a note that I sent back that was in a... it was actually originally at a VF20 holder, and I sent it back and I said, hey guys, could you just review this? I feel like the note doesn't necessarily have the eye appeal that a VF20 should have. And we talked about it a little bit, and the paper quality is there for a VF20, but the overall look of the note, to me, doesn't match the criteria for what a VF20 should. And looking at it in the photos on here, I think it could be a VF20, but it looks like a really nice fine 15. They call these notes, we call them in the industry teeter-totter notes. So 3 or 4 or 5 different graders could look at this note, and 3 of them might say VF20 and 2 of them might say fine 15. I would much rather sell this note as a fine 15, just based on the overall appearance and some of the ink rubs and whatnot. A little bit of edge splitting that's going on. Fine 15, I'm very happy with. Part of it also is I can look at my cost code, and that kind of tells me how I bought the note and what I grade it. This one also was a teeter-totter note. It was in there as a VF30. The note really does face up like a VF30. However, I don't like some of the ink breaks in the portrait, and I don't like some of the ink breaks here on the back. You can see here where the paper has actually broke the color of the ink. And what happens with that is it's just a little bit distracting. And yes, it does have the appearance of a VF30. However, this would be a spectacular looking VF25, so I just feel a little bit more comfortable with this in a VF25 holder as a reseller. This is part of doing my due diligence as a professional in the industry and making sure people are buying nice quality items. And I 100% agree with the finalizer and the grading staff at PCGS. They are teeter-totter notes, meaning this note would probably grade like 27.5 or 0.9. And then, this Lincoln, this 282, is like a fine 19, So just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Somebody's going to get a couple really nice eye-appealing notes for the grades. And this is just something I do to stand out differently from other dealers. I actually look at my notes, and I look at my costs, and I say, hey, I think this is more appropriate, and move on from there. The next box has, I believe, an actual grading submission in it. We'll have a look. I should have some more notes back next week. You see me, our setup back here. I just got done doing a whatnot show, and then these showed up, and I wanted to get these done, get a quick video made, and get it out there. If I could give you guys 15 minutes of my time, I feel like it's worthwhile. Recently, I'll just talk a little bit about other people on YouTube. Polar Currency did a submission to PCGS Banknote of some of his notes, and if you haven't watched that video, Polar Currency does a phenomenal job of explaining why he thinks the notes are going to grade what they grade, why he chose the grading company that he chose. Really a fabulous video. This is my shout out to him. So Polar Currency, excellent video. I shared it with some of my colleagues that are professionals also in the industry, and they also said wonderful job. So hope your grading goes as planned. And moving on to the next one. So I'm going to look through here quick. Shouldn't be anything in here. I have a package coming next week that's actually got the notes I want to talk about in them. It might be here this week, but right here we have a missing back plate error, missing the back printing error, back plate. You can see some of the embossing and stuff is sticking through from the faceplate. That's pretty awesome. Graded 62 ppq. It's a 1993 20. So we'll set that one down here. Next up is a 1875 2 FR44 at 55 details. Previously repaired edge tear. That's most likely up there. So it's still got great eye appeal. Really solid color for the type. One of the toughest types in paper money. 1875 series and 1878 series are absolute hen's teeth. It's a AU53 1899 $1 silver cert. Really good color, really bright. Then you have a 1901 Bison in VF25, really sharp 25. Really good vignettes of Lewis and Clark, and the Buffalo is pretty much untouched. So extremely nice. Like, this is the kind of note that is a teeter-totter note. The obverse looks like a VF30 and the back looks like a VF25. So brilliant note. Another one of my favorite notes, FR52, large brown seal with spikes, Bruce Wyman. I'm partial to Wyman's signatures because he's a fellow Nebraskan. His father was the territorial secretary of the, not secretary, territorial treasurer of the territory of Nebraska. So Wyman is near and dear to my heart, but really nice note. No major problems, nothing distracting, but a nice solid VF25 grade. These early 1880 series are absolute hen's teeth. And then next up, you have the matching one in VF30, FR30, Bruce Wyman. Very nice 30. Super clean portrait of President Washington. Also large brown seal with spikes. Has a little bit of soiling in the fold lines, which is common for the grade and the type. These notes would have circulated, so. FR88 Star. So this is a wood chopper. T.H. Burke. Choice Fine 15. Star note. Next up is the matching 1885 large brown seal in VF20. Does have a little bit of paper toning around the edges, but all in all, the vignette and the seal are pretty much unfazed by time, as well as Andrew Jackson. In the back, a little bit of dirt riding up on the edges. The back is 100% also intact. Nice circulated example. I've had a lot of people ask me about, there is a line that runs through these notes. Right there. You see it along the bottom there? That is an anti-counterfeiting measure that they put into the notes. So that's 100% original. Next up, 280 Mule. It is missing a chunk out of the side. Fine 12. It should have a comment. Minor edge damage. The note has much more eye appeal than a fine 12. However, this is a prime example of why you don't put tape or staples in your notes. And if you come across a note with tape or staple in it, or staples, take it to somebody who can properly remove the tape or the staple and try to save the note. Don't just rip. That's what happened with that note. And a 281 1899.5 VF25, super nice obverse. Really nice vignette of the Chief. So the obverse of a note probably weighs the largest bearing on the grade. I talk a lot about ink breaks, hard folds, things that are distracting to the eye, and this note has a lot of the eye appearance of a 30. But when you flip it over to the back where you can see the fold lines and some of the other distractants, that's textbook VF25. And then next up, we have a VF20 275. A little bit more worn on the face of the Chief. That's about the most distracting thing. Some of these wrinkle lines through here, but all in all, VF20. All four corners, no edge tears or tatters. Very nice note for VF20. Somebody will absolutely enjoy this note. Quick short video today. I will have these notes probably up for sale by hopefully the end of the week on our website. And if you have any questions, comments, just hit me up in the bottom and leave me a comment. I'll try to read them here in the next few days. But once again, if you haven't checked out Polar Currency, and if you're wondering, I believe, and I think there's only one way to spell it, but it's Polar Currency. He puts together super highly involved and engaging videos on paper money. I'm just doing like quick open boxes, talking to you about grading, and just showing you notes. So with that, I bid you adieu. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.